What's up, everybody? Bobby G back for the next episode of my playthrough of Limbo. And if you recall from the last episode, I left you guys jumping, well, I'm not jumping. The gravity is switching directly reverse of itself over and over. And while I'm making my way through the puzzles here and trying to avoid death, as I always am in this game, while it happens, so I'm not sure what the plan is here, so we're just gonna go for it. I gotta take advantage of when gravity's switching and when it's not, and I feel like I don't have much of a I was just about to say I feel like I don't have much of a way to tell what I should be doing, but obviously here we are. I need to switch gravity to the right hand side, and alright, well, as soon as I did that I got electrocuted, so that's nice. I really am not sure how to turn off the electricity then, eh? Kinda looks like there's a bunch of sawdust laying around. Guess that would make sense. See all that white stuff on the bottom there? So, alright. Well, I don't see how any of that section is non-electric. So let's see what happens if I go down here. Oh. Well, I guess I could have saw that coming. Huh. So... okay. I need momentum to somehow help me yet again. When I hit the arrow, I need to be basically where I am right now and zip over to the right hand side. But I need to seemingly time it. Like I'm just about to hit that blade I just hit. And then hopefully gravity will switch, and then I can hit the arrow and zoom on over, but it's gonna take probably a little bit of trial and error before I get the timing down. And that was not it. Let's just keep trying. I can hear when the gravity's about to change. It's this little sound that the good old president of the Bobby Ginto fan club and I were discussing earlier today. But even with that sound, it's still very difficult to, Yep. Whoa! It's in slow motion. And am I in some water now? What just happened? Oh, this is getting very theatrical, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on? I can hear the light. Whoa. A light bit of music. And it almost looks like this is turning into a starry sky. And I died, I guess? I thought I was still alive. My body's ragdolling now. Well, I certainly did not expect... Is this... Well, I mean, I haven't seen this in the entire game. This kind of behavior. Is it just the end here? Or am I back in the woods? I'm back in the woods. Maybe I'm gonna kind of wake up where the game started. Maybe this whole thing was a dream. That's the Bobby prediction. Feel it'll evolve here as we get more clues. I'm at a loss for words here at this very slow motion sequence, and this is how I started the game, if I do recall, flat on my back on the woods floor. The woods floor? Woodland floor. Almost identical. And yet again, identical. We're opening up our eyes. And what, does the game just start over? I mean, here we are. Well, the last time I ran over to the left and squashed an egg or something, like, can I even get back? I can't. I think the game just did start over. Okay. I'm not sure I understand. I have to do a little due diligence and make sure that's the case. I can't just quit now. I have to go until I've seen something I've already seen. Oh wait, did I see this before? Is that a girl? Okay, I've lost control of my character. It does look like a girl. Some sort of tree house, maybe? Well, okay, ladies and gentlemen. That's one benefit / consequence of playing these games blindly, is that I guess this isn't going to be very long of a video. I would only have to assume that I met the girl in the woods, and hopefully we lived happily ever after in this treehouse. And now we have a bit of a picture of the same scene, but with a broken ladder. I still feel like this somehow ties into the very beginning of the game, but I can't be sure, actually. I would have to go back and see if this broken ladder, the same scene that we ended on, is somehow in ruin or something, maybe at the beginning of the game. And here we are again, we can see it. The ladder was in better shape just a moment ago, and and look at that. And now we're back at the menu, and we have no resume game option. Guess we could load up a chapter. Well, okay. Huh. Well, I certainly did not think that the game would be over so soon. Well, not so soon. I think this would be the 10th video. But, trying to just think of a couple things to say about the game before we say our farewells. You know, there was a period of time, maybe around episode 6, 7, or 8, maybe, that I was kind of getting a little tired of the game almost. It was the same kind of puzzle over and over, and maybe I just didn't enjoy the puzzle mechanic that was being used for that period of the game, and I was getting a little tired of it. But then at the end it did pick back up. Again, I know I've said this before, the art is amazing. The black and white was great. Story? I mean, what kind of story can we even extract from this strange thing? You start the game with no story. You run through the woods, you run through an industry, you run into ruined hotels, you run into all this stuff. Vast technological advances, like manipulating gravity and magnetism and all these sorts of things. And well, there's also those people at the very beginning of the game. There's people that were trying to get you, and you know, you kind of had to piece it all together yourself. And I could either sit here and try to craft some narrative that would explain it all, or, you know, it might just be that the developers of the game thought it was neat, so they put it in, and it wasn't meant to be tied together. That's also certainly a possibility. There's no explanation for the giant insects, the giant spider, the giant fly. And then I don't recall ever meeting a girl throughout any part of this, but that certainly seems to be where we've ended up here. Well, maybe. The treehouse looks to be already in some kind of ruin. So, you know, but I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. I actually, you know, I like that ending. It was very artistic and theatrical, like I said, and I don't know. Even though I got a little annoyed with the game, maybe 3/4 of the way through, the last part kind of got me interested again, and the ending was maybe a little, I don't know if emotional is the right word, but maybe you're kind of just watching as you realize that the game is over. So I'm fairly certain that I, as most games that I own at this point in my life, I've picked this game up on some kind of video game sale. It happens to be on Steam this time, so I'm sure I only picked it up for $2-3, and well, gosh, I've gotten 10 episodes out of it, and you know, there was quite a bit of game footage that I did not put into a video because it was me over and over failing at a puzzle. That, you know, looking at some of that in a video is probably worth having, but there's certainly times where it got to a point where it was 10-20 minutes failing the same thing, and that doesn't make for good footage, of course. So I'm just trying to estimate the play time, certainly in the hours, 5, 10, maybe more, and for the price that I got it, you know, absolutely worth it. And I can't imagine that the amount of people that are seeing my video here are looking for games to purchase, especially because I'm always late to the party, and this game is years old by now. I think it even was out on the last generation of consoles. But hey, maybe if you can skip forward 6 months and forget most of how I've solved these puzzles, and you're thinking about picking it up for yourself, even at full price these days, what would full price be? $5-10. I would say it's pretty worth it, especially if you don't try to power through it like I did. I think that also could explain why I was getting a little agitated by the puzzles. I was playing quite frequently, so if you spaced it out a little bit more, that probably would help your enjoyment. So, I think I've talked long enough. You know, hindsight's 20/20, as they always say. But looking back on this game, I had a blast. It was fun. I've owned it for a couple years, and I just never got to it. I'm absolutely glad that I got to it. And if you're watching this video, thanks for sticking with me this whole time, and I hope you enjoyed it too. With that, we'll see you next time with a different game, I guess. This has been Bobby G. Thanks for watching.